All right, good day, class. So, I'll be discussing to you these lessons. We have the capital, time, value of money, interest. And then sa interest, ako lang i-discuss is a simple interest. Next Monday, I'll discuss first half of the class. I'll discuss compounding. So, usually nag-record na ako ganina. Wala din ako na-share screen now. So, sayang kayo pag start na po akong Zoom class. So, I'll just share again. Parehas na ganina rin ako ma-share. Okay, so sige, let's begin. I think dali naman na siya. Let's begin. So this is a form of money for the people, machines, materials, energy, and other things needed in the operation of an organization. So I think you're familiar with this term, no? Basically, kani siya ang money that you need to kickstart your business or whatever venture that you want to partake in. So muna siya ang ginahanglan bali nga pondo para one, diba? Now, kung kulang imong pondo class or kulang imong capital to start your business, and this happens most of the time na dili enough ang capital na to run a startup business. So what do business owners unsa ginabuhat sa mga business owners? They ask um capital from investors. No? So there are two basic categories for capital. We have the equity capital and we also have the debt capital or borrowed capital. When you say equity capital, this is owned by the individuals who have invested their money or property in a business or venture in the hope of receiving a profit. So, na pros and cons to different categories na itong discuss ko ron. Number one, for equity capital, the pros would be if you invest if you give equity capital to a business, if dako yung profit, dako pud kag makuha nga interest, di ba? Kumbaga, ang term na class will be dividends. Okay, dako sa, I mean, the higher ang imong ibutang, the higher sad ang uh, investments or the higher the investment, the higher po ang imong return. Okay? Ang cons po is, kung wala dyan siya profit kayo, then wala sa get profit, di ba? So, magdepende ang imuhang madawat sa dagan sa business. If you are loaning or if you are investing ba, no, with the equity capital sa isang business. For debt capital or borrowed capital, this is obtained from lenders for investment. So lenders receive interest from the borrower. So basically, kini siya is, you can think of it as bank or kanang pag-ibig mga government agencies that offers mga multi-purpose loan for people who want to start business. So kani siya nga capital. For example, ako dili na ako money. So I'll borrow from the bank or I'll borrow from pag-ibig or wherever I want to borrow from. So that would be considered as borrowed capital. Ang pros, nasa ni pros and cons. Ang isa sa mga pros niya would be kung dako kayo kag profit sa imong business. And ang interest mo gud ani sa borrowed capital is already fixed, di ba? Na may contract signan. For example, 2%, okay? Per month or per year, ano na. So kana ra po ang imong ibalik sa bank. You know, magginaon sa imong business, mo ra gina imong ibalik ng interest sa imong ginigihulman sa capital. Kung boom kayo mong business, then good for you. Pero kung pati pud ang imong dagan sa business, then the interest that is set would not work to your advantage. So pros and cons gihapon siya. So ang bank ako, for example, ako ang bank, ako ang magpahulam sa imo og capital or debt capital. Wala ko pakialam how you run the business or how much is your profit. Basta at the end of the term, you pay me the interest nga giset nato sa tong contract. Okay? So that's the two basic categories of capital. Okay, let's go to next. Okay, let's go to the time value of money. And this is a very important concept. Actually, this is considered the cornerstone of your of our discussion in economics. Because I've already mentioned in the first lecture that time is the most important factor, one of the most important factors in engineering, economics, mga decision making. So why is this so? Because there's time value of money refers to the change in the amount of money over a given time period. And you can think of it, ang pinaka easy way to think of time value of money class is that your money, ang value sa imong money karon decreases over time. Meaning, ang 1,000 ako karon, for example, I can buy now 1,000 or I can buy a pair of shoes, for example. 1,000 na siya. In the next 2 years, my 1,000 pesos, the same 1,000 pesos will no longer can no longer buy the same pair of shoes. For example, ang pair of shoes karon nga ako tang ipalit karon will become 1,200 in the next 2 years. Okay? So, ni-increase ang pamaliton class. That's why the value of money decreases. Kay, ang imong 1,000 karon, you will not have the same purchasing power, kumbaga, in the next 2 years. Okay? So, the value of money or the value of money decreases as time goes by. So, you have to know where to invest. You have to, for example, kung kagapautang ka, that's where interest comes in. Because your money, hindi pa hulam karon, kung ibayad niya ang the same amount of money, gansi ka because that value of money will decrease over time. And this is where interest comes in. Interest class is the manifestation of the time value of money. So, ang imong 1,000 karon because you will no longer have the same purchasing power in the next 2 years sa imong 1,000 pesos. Na siya loss, di ba, of value. Kanang loss of value nimo, wala na imong interest. To compensate that loss, you should have or you should incorporate interest. Okay? That is why dili ka maingon na sometimes before man gud so ako naka-learn ani. No bad ang interest or mura siya evil ba. Pero if you think about it, it's actually wise. You could use that to your advantage if you know the concept of interest. You could also, okay, one way to think of interest is to in class to compensate the loss of money or uh the decrease of value of money, no? Or you could also think of it as rent paid for use of the money. For example, I borrow 1,000. Iuli na ko sa inyo after 2 years ang 1,000, the same 1,000. Pero tungod kay gihulman ako na sa imuha, i-rent na ko ang 1,000 sa imuha, say 200 pesos. Okay, so katong 200 mo na timong interest. You could think of it that way, nga mura siya rent, nga imong bayaran, or you could think of it as uh, um, kanang compensation for the loss of that value of money over time. Okay? So, let's go to the different types of interest. As I mentioned, ako lang i-discuss ko is a simple interest. And then on Monday, I'll discuss compound interest. Okay, so simple interest, it's very true to its word class. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. So, how do you calculate simple interest? This is using principal value only, katong money yun, principal amount, ignoring any interest that had been accrued in the preceding periods. Okay? Ang idea lang ni simple interest is it's very straightforward. You just have to multiply the interest times your principal amount and how many terms or how many number of periods involved sa pag-compute sa mga interest. And in our economy class, usually ang simple interest is paid or involved on short-term loans. For example, a year or less. Simple interest ang ginagamit ana. For compounding, which will be discussed on Monday, tagalan mo overview. Compounding is from the word ga-compound siya. Ga-add siya ba? For example, ang given man nga 100, nitubo siya. Ang imo na pong computan sa tubo class is katong ng bag-o nga naada na og interest. For simple interest, dili nga na. You will always compute from your principal amount. Okay? So it's very straightforward. So how do you compute it? You have I, which is your interest, simple interest. That will be your principal amount of P multiplied by the interest period times your interest rate. So for example, nanong gamit man ni Andre because ang N manggod is depende manggod pila ka interest period. For example, imong I is based on every month nga interest, 2%. So imong N will be the number of months. Okay? Kung imong I is yearly, and then imong N kay naka-year po ka. So, multiply siya ba? Pareha dapat siya og time scale, kumbaga, para dili man siya pwede mawala ang n mga dire. Okay, so later on natin mga example yan. Okay, so this is how you compute interest. For example, ay mo 100 pesos, okay? Wala ko yung pen class, kinina lang ha. I'll try to write here. So for example, naka 100 pesos. Muna yung principal amount. And then you need to pay it after 6 months. Okay, that is your N. This is your P. Ngayon, yung interest period, per month ha, per month is 2%. Okay? So, ayan na ha, pwede mag-multiply sila doon because this is N, number of months, and I nimo is per month. Dili pwede nga lahi sila time scale. Okay? So, that would be, yung interest will be 100 times 6, muna is the number of interest period, and then times 2% per month. So, pila man din ka percent. Kapila ni may times ang 2%. Of course, 2% times 6 months times 100, that will be 12. So, meaning, ang imong interest di ay, simple interest at the end of 6 months will be 12 pesos. Okay? So, how do you compute now the future worth? The future worth will be very easy class. That is just the principal amount plus the interest. Diba? Imong 100 after 6 months, itubo siya 12 pesos. Mo ito na-compute ko ganina. So, this is your P. This is your I, 12 pesos. So, what would be your future worth or future amount that is, or the accumulated amount mo? So, that is 112. Okay, so, that is P plus I, or pwede na to na i-expand pa na rin P and I so that we can factor out P. So, that is future amount mo will be P times quantity 1 plus N I. Right. So that's how you compute for the simple interest. So let's go to the types of simple interest. Nantay duha class, we have the ordinary and the exact simple interest. So for the ordinary, dali na po kayo siya because ordinary, dili mag-matter kung unsa nga month, unsa nga year. Ang atong i-consider diri sa ordinary is that for 12 months, mo na siya mong 1 year, no? Each month will have 30 days. Okay? Para diretso ang pag-solve. Just for the purpose of solving lang. Ang ordinary simple interest. So, di ba natin mga months nga lahi-lahi, naiuban 30, naiuban 31, naiuban 28, naiuban 29. Okay? And in a year, nasa tayo, pwede leap year, pwede sa dili leap year. Okay? For ordinary simple interest, just for the sake of solving, atong i-assume na each month will have 30 days. Ana lang. 1 year, 12 months, 30 days. So, a total of 360 days a year lang. Wala tong ordinary simple interest. So, one interest period will be equal to 360 days. Now, you will notice that as we progress in our discussion, paabot itong compound, we will have different types of interest period. We have monthly, quarterly, bi-monthly, yearly, whatsoever. Here's a simple interest. We can just assume that one interest period is equal to 1 year, or 360 days for ordinary, and then 365 days for exact. So basically in a year lang. Kaya as I've mentioned, when we're talking about simple interest, we're talking about 1 year or less na short term lang ng mga loans or ng mga investments. Ganun. Right. So kung lang sa hinumduman ninyo, and then let's go to exact simple before we go to some examples. All right, for the exact simple interest, lahi po siya. It's very kuan po kayo, dapat exact yun siya, no? From the word itself, exact. For the ordinary, di ba, we have 360 days. And then 30 days each month. For the exact yun class, we will count how many days yun exactly for each month and in a year. Right? So, ang atong 1 year will be 365 or 360 days. 366 days for leap year. So, how do you know if it's a leap year? If it is divisible by 4, di ba? We have naman tayo technique to know if that year is a leap year. Okay? So, usually class, makita man nimo if ang problem involves specific number of days in a month or specific months and specific years, more often than not, ang ginapangita na is the exact simple interest. But kung kuan lang, mga number of months, mga days, ordinary, kung gi-explicit pa yung ordinary, then we can solve for the ordinary simple interest. Okay? So we'll try to solve one per kuan. I think I have 3 examples here. Okay, so let's start with this one. So determine the ordinary simple interest on 700 pesos for 8 months and 15 days if the rate of interest is 15%. Now, I know I've already made some annotations here, but you can pause the video and then try to solve it by yourself kung same ba tayo makuha. Right. So the first thing that you wanted to do, class, in a problem is that I think na-mention na po na ako ni sa during EDA na to nga time, no? So, when you solve a problem, you have to know, kung sa mga given, you have to identify each value nga given. You have to know what is asked in the problem. Okay? Kung di na mo ma-identify, then how can you solve a problem, di ba? So, in this case, we have to determine the ordinary simple interest. So, kanina pa lang daan, we already given a clue that one interest period will be 360 days, correct? Because we just need to solve for the ordinary simple interest. So one interest period is equal to 360 days, in which each month will have 30 days. Okay. So 700, what is 700? That is your principal amount. The whole interest period will be for 8 months and 15 days. So ato lang ni i-take note because we will convert this to how many number of days because we want to get the proportion of that in a year. Okay? And the rate of interest is 15%. So naka 15% lang. Okay, so before we go to solving the problem, so ato sa tan-awon, we have 8 months and 15 days. So given na taaning duha, no? Ato lang pangitaon, pila gid ang total number of days class. Maskin magumaingon ta nga dili man siya exact, ma'am. So ngano nagkuha man tag specific number of days is because ang gihatag sa tuwa is days. Namang gutay days dira. Kung nani 18 months, kung 8 months lang ni siya, wala yung problema class because we just have to divide this by 12, correct? Pero namang gutay extra nga 15 days. So, we have to convert this to pila gid siya ka number of days with regards to your ordinary interest period, no, which is the total of 360 days. So, if you solve that, 8 months and 15 days, you'll have a total of 255 days because 8 months will have 30 days per month. So you will have 8 times 30 plus 15. So nakatotal ng 255. Okay? So in order to solve the interest, ani, that is different from the future worth ha, because mo na kakasayop sa ubang estudyante because when they are asked for simple interest, usually ilang ginasolve is future value. Lahi na siya. Ang future value is the principal amount plus the interest. Here, we are asked for the simple interest. I think the original problem here is future worth mo nang F kudahan. No? Pero, regardless, it doesn't matter because kung nag-solve ka na ng future worth, it's okay. You just have to subtract it. You have to subtract the principal amount from it to get the interest, okay? But you can also use I is equal to P and I diretso, wala problema. Okay? So let's solve first with using PNI nga formula para diretso. So the principal amount will be 700. Forgive that kuan. Handwriting no kay mouse ra gamit. Anyways, N would be atong giingon proportion of a year because N here is yearly ang atong computation. No? So pila man ang 255 in a year. Pila na siya ka say fraction sa isa ka year. Okay? So you will have to divide it by 360 multiplied by 15%, so 0.15. So that will have a total of the product will be 74.38. Okay? So mo siya ang tubo kay bali. This is your ordinary simple interest. So meaning after 8 months and 15 days, given that the rate is 15% per year, then ang tubo niya will be 74.38 pesos. Now, kung niagi kag future worth class, this is how you solve it. I-plug in na naman tanan, we have 700 times quantity 1 plus NI, no? So 1 plus katong proportion sa imuhang 255 days. And then times 15. So you will have a total of 774.38. Now, as I always emphasize sa inyo, if you are solving a certain problem, you have to ask yourself if your answer nga nakuha will make sense. So in a future worth, the expected value will be, of course, greater than your principal amount. So the principal amount is 700. So the future worth nga itong nakuha is 774.38, which makes sense because after 8 months and 15 days, you will expect a higher value. Diba? Kaya naman siya interest. Gatubo man mo kwarta. So 700 will become 774.38. But again, this is not your simple interest. This is your future worth. So how do you get the I? So kung na naman future worth, minusan lang ang principal amount, that is your in simple interest. So you have 774.38 minus 700, you will still get 74.38. And that's just the same thing here. Alright, so again, pwede lagi mo mo diretsuan ni class. Ambot ka na ni Agi pa og F. Okay, that's for the ordinary simple interest. Let's go to the exact simple interest. So again, usually ang mga problems ano will involve the year, involve specific number of days in a month. So in this case, let's have this example. Determine the exact simple interest on 500 pesos for the period from January 10 to October 28, 1996 at 16% interest. And take note na usually nanigid ang gagawa sa board exam. If you're given with this kuan, kailangan din ka masave sa number of days nga imong i-count plus because ang mga multiple mga options na sa exam, gamay ra kay difference sa mga decimal place. Okay? So dili ka pwede masayo. So in this case, we are asked with the exact simple interest. So we will know na ang ato ang interest period will be 365 or 366 days in a year. Pero, naibitay leap year. How are we going to know if it's a leap year? Ang 1996 dili is our clue. Because 1996 is divisible by 4. So, leap year siya. So, we will use 366 days in a year. Okay? Now, you're given with 500 pesos, principal amount, and then we're also given with interest rate na 16%. Karon ang atong problema na lang is, how many days ang total sa atong interest period from January 10 to October 28? Okay? So, let's list every month plus pila ang days. So, from January 10 to 31, 21 days na siya. February will be 29, again, because it's a leap year. March will have 31 days, and so on. So, pagka-October, 28 na lang, kaya tawag na ako 28. So, 28 na lang po rin yung ibutang. If you total that, you will get 292 days. Alright? So, this is the number of days na kuha na itong proportion in a year. Okay? So, pwede na gyapon pareha gyapon sa akong first example class ni Agi gyapon kog F, but again, you can use I is equal to P and I diretso. Alright? So, suppose we solve first with the future worth. Okay, kaya nanamagita So, we'll have P times 181 plus NI, you have 500 here, and then 1 plus 292 divided by 366 multiplied by 0.16. So, you will have a total of 563.83. And this is greater than your principal amount, which really makes sense. Okay, again, greater giving mo future worth than your present worth. Okay, dami interest. All right, so after getting the future worth, to get the exact simple interest, all you have to do is subtract your principal amount, which is 500, okay, from your future amount. So the interest will be 63.83, meaning nito mo importa of 63.83 pesos. Okay, so that's how you solve for the exact simple interest. Okay, how about this? Last problem for simple interest. What will be the future worth of money after 14 months if a sum of 10,000 is invested today at a simple interest rate of 12% per year? So if you're given with this kind of problem class, especially if it's kind of generalized na simple interest rate or simple interest, how are you going to know if it's exact or ordinary? In this case, it doesn't really matter. Kaya kung nakulangan mo si given, kaya wala siya yung number of months, wala siya yung isang year, it doesn't matter because ang ato mong gihatag po sa problem is 14 months. So, if we get this number in proportion to a year, all we have to do is divide it by 12. Kaya in months naman siya. So, dili na to need i-convert ang number of days and then number of days yapon sa ubos. So, remember, basta same lang imong numerator and denominator, which is in months, dili na ka na siya mag-matter. Alright? So I hope you get the idea and how we explain. Alright, so we're given with 10,000 and then 12% ng interest rate. And so interest period is 14 months. Okay? So, unsa ito na pag-solve? Ato lang i-divide by 12. So, pila man na siya in a year. Of course, that would be more than 1. Okay? Kaya nilapas mo na siya 12. So, diretso na mo. Then na itong answer class. We get 11,400 pesos. So, that is your future worth. And that is so much greater than 10,000. So, this answer really makes sense. All right. That's for simple interest. As I've mentioned, ang compound will be discussed next week. But let's have a quick discussion on cash flow diagram because this will be part of your activity. And this is also very important when we're talking about or when we visualize different problems involving interest na no kay if you're solving mag-class daghan example daghan na kay given ba, one way to solve it easily is if we can visualize it using cash flow diagram. So, what is a cash flow diagram? It's a graphical representation of cash flows drawn on a time scale. So it's very straightforward. If you're given or if you draw a cash flow diagram with an arrow pointing upwards, this indicates a receipt or positive cash flow or inflow, meaning na-receive din yung mga kwarta from your point of view, no? Ni sulod ni siya sa imong account na ba, if your arrow is going down then that is disbursement or negative cash flow or outflow sa imong cash, meaning na minus na siya sa imong from your point of view, okay, negative siya. All right, sample of a cash flow diagram, for example in this problem, a loan at 100 pesos at simple interest of 10% will become 150 pesos after 5 years. How do we draw this using cash flow diagram? So you will have basically the same amount, but you will have different, slightly different diagram from different viewpoints. For example, this is a viewpoint of the lender. So ako ang nagpakulang, for example. Sa time zero, meaning now, the 100 pesos will be a negative. It will be an outflow from me. Ako may nagpahulam, so nagawas ko 100 pesos. Okay? After 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, given that this is your each interest period, no? After 5 years, of course, as a lender, makadawat gid ko ani after 5 years, makadawat kog bayad. This will become 150. So, akong arrow will be upwards na dayon because this is an inflow sa akong point of view. Okay? Of course, you will have a different cash flow diagram for the borrower's POV. Example, kamo ang nag-borrow. So, mo yung POV. At time zero, kamo man ang nanghulam, the 100 pesos will be positive sa inyo. This will be an inflow sa inyo POV. So, after 5 years, mubayad man mo sa kuha og 150, 150 pesos will be subtracted or outflow from your account. So, the arrow will be going down. Okay? So again, it's a very important visualization class kay dili lang ingani ka simple atong mga problem nga ma-encounter in our discussion no, as we progress in our course sa engineering economics. Okay? So again, the compound interest will be discussed next week along with the activity that I'll be giving to you on both simple and compound interest. So I think that would be all for lecture 2. So yeah, see you on Monday.